we deploy our service by assemble. Firstly, we deploy the instance here, and then the Docker. These two files is for our environment. After that, we establish database. It's deployed CouchDB, and then we harvest the data by deploy harvest searching, and this is for history tweet data. This harvest streaming is for living data, and this Boardman data analysis. This is for orange data and another website data. So firstly, we do the instance part. Before we deploy the instance, we need to build two files. One is the common value files. It's here, common values files. So we need to name the common value. For example, here the zoo, the image, and the key name and forward. And we also need to define the value, such as the value name, and the value size is 100 GB, and this is a path of device, as it is a path of movement. And then the security group, the name and description and protocol, me and my. Next is instance. So we need to define the name of instance, which value belong to this instance, and some values. It says assemble user is 1, 2, and this is OpenStack OVC key, and this is a common argument. Next is CouchDB. This is CouchDB image and user password and some cookie UID name. So after we done this valuable set, we need to build another file. Is for store the IP. Okay, after build these two files, we need to run the deploy instance file. Is in here. Firstly, we define the host is local host, and the file is nectar file YAML. It's just we define the values here. Next is rules. Firstly, we need to do the OpenStack common and value and volume and security group. Last is instance. For the first one, in this OpenStack common, we need to install the PIP, such as we need to install Python 3, set up PIP something. So this is a condition when the assemble is Ubuntu, and then we need to update the PIP. Second is value. We need to use the values name, value size, and rule just we defined before, and we set a timeout. Then we create a list of values ID here. Then we done that. Next is security group is here. Also we need to define the name and the description and the state. Then we create a list of security group names. Then we check the group security group is created or not. After that, we create a script rulers is like critical, the port, means and max, and the prefix and state. After that, we need to create an instance as firstly. Firstly, we need a name, image, key name, label something, do the loops of the instance. Then we can check the debugger, check the instance has been created or not. After that, we need to add a host in the ini file we just build here. After do that, or record all the instance IP. So when the run this code, the IP will be recorded here. So we can look here on the variable including database servers, database master, database slaver, and all instance IP shows here, and each instance IP shows here. After we done that, all instances should be done. We can do next is deploy Docker. Firstly, we define which host need to install Docker. Here is all instance need to install the Docker, and this is the Nectar YAML just we built before. And when we done that, we run these rules here. First is install the dependency and deploy the mount volume, then Docker. Okay, look first is install dependency. So the install dependency is like install the environment and the tools. For example, we need to install the ATP transport HTTPS and update PIP. After done that, the deployed mount volume is for after we do that, we can easily read or write and find the files we need. Next is install Docker. That's the main part we do. To prevent the error, we need to uninstall the older version of Docker. And then we install the dependency here, some dependency here, and then we add Docker repository, and then we install Docker, and we install Docker Compose. After we done that, all Dockers are installed in all instances. Next is CouchDB. We need to install CouchDB in DB servers, and also we use the value file is Nectar YAML, and we only do the rules install CouchDB cluster. We install in DB master here, and we do the rules is set up CouchDB clusters. So we need CouchDB container name and image and point and some variables. After we done here, it means we install the CouchDB, and then we need to set up a cluster of CouchDB. Firstly, we need to enable the cluster by use this URL and user and the password and somebody here. We use a loop at the cluster DB slaver. Then we need to add a node. By here we need to define the code and user and password. Then we done that, we finish the cluster database setup. Next part is for harvest treated data or orange data. Firstly, we need to deploy the harvest search. We define the harvest search on instance 1 host, and deploy this harvest search function. We need to get pull all files to the instance from the GitHub. After we done that, we can see we have Docker file, Docker Compose file, and the requirement. So this Docker Compose is to indicate region we need to deploy and the volumes, the path of value. The Docker file is run the Python file, and the requirement is for which environment we need to store, and this tool is the file we need to run. In Harvest Streaming, we also include Dockerfile requirement and Docker Compose. This three is all for deploy this functionality. After we done that, last one is Postman data analysis. This one also includes Docker Compose, Dockerfile, and requirement. After we run these three, we can get the data one from Twitter API, another is from Oren. After we done that, we can deploy our website. For our website, we also use Dockerfile to run this app.py file. From the Dockerfile, we can see we define the Python region, and the worker EIR is for the Python files to store, and the command is to run app.py file by using Python 3. So after we done that, our website can running normally. So we can visit our website to see the data shows or some functionalities.